I think one of the greatest needs that we have on this campus is to recognize that we just need to be there for people. People are carrying a lot. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of isolation, there's a lot of struggle in our world, and the power of just being there with someone is incredible. I'm a suicide prevention trainer. I do a lot of trainings. On the survey that I have right now, with over 2,500 people trained in the past year and a half, about 93% of the individuals trained say they have met or known someone struggling with thoughts of suicide.
I'm Maddie, and since high school I have suffered with anxiety and depression. I remember anxiety hitting me pretty hard when I was about 16 and a half, and I tried to sit down with my parents and talk to them about all the things that I was feeling, and I wanted them to understand that getting out every day was very difficult for me. It was hard for them to grasp, but we were able to together find a therapist that I could talk to, which was an eye-opening experience for me. I was able to talk to somebody who wanted to know and wanted to understand me more and what I was going through. And not only that, but she gave me some tools that I was able to have in the tool belt for next time anxiety hit me. Fast forward a bit to college, anxiety had hit me again with its best friend, depression, and I wasn't sure how to handle it. I had that tool belt, but it wasn't necessarily helping as much as I was hoping. And I was in a state away from my therapist, but I had a best friend, still do, Rami. We met in college, and I remember the day we sat down on the couch and I told her how awful I was feeling all the time. And how I dabbled in self-hate and self-harm, and she took it like a champ and loved me and asked me what she could do to help. And though I didn't have any answers, she refused to go on doing nothing, so she would be my friend, text me, hug me, love me, and I let her. And letting somebody in like that changed my life and helped me realize that friends are there to help you through things like this. She loved me and did nothing but be my friend, which was more than enough.
My name's Megan, and I have struggled with anxiety and depression for the majority of my life. I remember the worst part, or the hardest part of my life dealing with depression was when I was a junior in high school. I was about 17 years old, and I just remember feeling really dark, really angry, really frustrated, and confused on how I was feeling, because my life from the outside seemed so perfect. I had a loving home, great family, great parents, friends. I even had done really well in sports, and it was just confusing, and I didn't really understand why I was feeling so upset and so negative and so unhappy. And whenever I tried to share my thoughts or my feelings with anyone, the responses I got were just stop thinking so negative, get over yourself, be grateful, and stop being dramatic. And that made me feel really alone, and that just kind of made me want to just stop living, because if I wasn't living right, there was no point in continuing on. And I remember one night in particular, though, that I was hanging out with my little brother, and we were being kind of loud, getting along, laughing, for the first time in a while, actually. And it was late, and my mom came down and she got mad at us. She told us that we needed to go to bed, that we were being irresponsible, and that I was being irresponsible and keeping my brother up so late. And I just knew that my brother was going to get upset with me and blame me for getting him in trouble with Mom. And instead of getting mad, he turned to me and made a joke. And I remember just genuinely laughing for the first time in months. And I just remember that feeling and knowing that in that moment I wanted to stay, and that I didn't want my life to end, and that I wanted to keep going. He didn't do anything crazy or anything special. He was just there for me. He showed me that my life, despite all the darkness and chaos, could still be full of joy.
In 2020, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, suicide was the second leading cause of death for individuals between the ages of 10 and 34. As a faculty member at BYU Idaho, I think about that. Those are the students in my classroom. And I need to be able to recognize that they're carrying a lot of things that bring pain, that may make them feel isolated, that might cause them to withdraw due to feelings of being judged or unworthy or inadequate. And from the suicide prevention standpoint, what I want them to feel is valued, affirmed, and like more is possible for them. Really being there for someone enables me to see it from their point of view. There's a reach of empathy that's very, very powerful. And when I can do that, I can provide hope. We're not living among experts. I'm not a counselor. My students aren't counselors most of the time in my family. I'm not going to be living with counselors. So when I start to recognize the power of a safe connection to really bring hope and safety, then it's an easy decision to say, the most important thing I can do is to be there for someone. I'm adding tremendous value when I just choose to be there for someone.